GT86 or BRZ is a great entry-level performance car. Now, it doesn't pack a lot of horsepower, but it has all the things you need to have fun in the car. You can go on the track, you can go on the mountain roads, you can drive it daily, alright? So, I think that all qualifies to really satisfy a car enthusiast. And plus, you can do all those crazy slides. And best part is pretty comfortable. So, if you're looking to get one of this as your, daily entry-level performance car, how much would it cost? What would be the right income level to be comfortably affording this? For that, let's jump into the studio and find out more. Okay, let's budget the GT86. Now, the reason I'm doing this video is because I want to inspire and support my car community to actually pursue the cars of their dreams. Okay, so for some of you watching this video, this could be something you're aspiring for. So what would be very helpful is to actually know exactly how much you need to actually close that gap so you can make this car happen, right? So we do it in this little budget sheet over here. And for the second kind of viewers are the people who are, maybe they've already had the financial capacity, but they just need that little confirmation, that confidence to actually pull that trigger. And that's why I like to do a little budgeting like this, right? So I hope to support you. If you found this useful, please help me like and share. That would mean a lot for me. And do let me know in the comments below if I missed out anything, okay? Now, disclaimer before I start, I am not a financial advisor. That's not my professional career. So if you need professional advice, please seek one, okay? This is for infotainment or edutainment, if you like put it that way. Or this is typically how I would do it if I were to pursue a car like the GT86/BRZ. So let's go ahead and start with this little calculation over here. Now, in the market, if you look at the many cars that are in the market, there are anything from 110, 100, all the way to 190 or 200,000 ringgit, depending on which spec you're going for. Is it the Hakone spec or HKS, whatever, or if you're just going for the normal 86. My recommendation is to seek for something around 2016 or 2017, typically because the car is within an age that after you own it and when you want to sell it, it's still within its 10 years from its registration date. Means it's less than 10 years old. Now the advantage for that is that when you want to sell the car and it's still within its 10-year range, you have a wider market to sell to because the buyer can actually apply for a loan, right? So that opens up your market. And if you're only selling it after 10 years, let's say it's a 12-year-old car, you typically have to only sell to people who can buy it by cash. Now, it's not a car that is too expensive, that is really a small market, but not a lot of people say can fork out the 120 grand or 110 grand up front. Not a lot of people can do that. There are, just that it just closes the gap, right? So typically, I would recommend that you get a car within around 150 to 160,000 range. Don't go for the G spec, which is the lower spec, 16-inch rims and stuff. Don't go for that. Try to go for a normal spec ones, okay? And try to get for a manual if you are okay with driving manual, because I believe that would hold value a little bit more. Or rather, it will be easier to sell because there'll be more, it's a car enthusiast car, so people want to really drive the car, all right? So let's just make an assumption that we're dealing with a car around 155,000 ringgit, okay? What's the down payment like? Now, this is a bit of a tricky part because it's a two-door car. Typically, banks would only loan you on a higher purchase up to 30% down payment, right? Sorry, lowest is they will loan you 70%, so you have to fork out 30%. Now, sometimes the dealers can mark up the price for you so you can get a higher loan. Now, I'll leave it up to you, but that's another way to do it. But let's just assume 30%. Let's do some calculation over here. 155,000 ringgit, and we go a 30% down payment. So what it means is you need to have 46,500 ringgit down payment, right? Now, let's look at the possible administrative fees. Typically goes around 2,000 at max. So that's when you're buying the car, and the used car dealers will have those fees, right? Registration fees, okay? Now you have to, JPJ, Puspacom, blah, blah, whatsoever. Sometimes the dealer covers it, sometimes they don't, but it's just good to budget, maybe additional 500 ringgit for any of those things. Insurance. Now, I've done some rough calculation. I'll go to auto.my to get my insurance always calculated, right? OTO.my, okay, insurance calculator. Now, the road tax should be around 380 ringgit because it's 2 liters. And let's look at the insurance. Let's assume a market value of 150,000. Okay, engine capacity 2.0, no claims discount. Let's assume 3 years. Okay, so it's around 2,600 ringgit for your insurance. Okay, now the last part over here to prepare upfront. This is a typical mistake people do when you're buying a used car. It's not budgeting for repairs. Now, of course, you want to get a car that's the best condition, but sometimes, you see, it's a used car. Don't expect it to be perfect, all right? You have to keep in mind that you might or might not spend money to do some sort of repairs. It may be engine oil, maybe spark plugs, coil plugs, you know. And I don't know too much about the 86. What I heard is not much of a big deal, but I would recommend that, you know, you budget maybe around max, right? I'm just being conservative, 2,000 ringgit. That includes you have to change the tire, maybe refurbish the suspension or something. Let's just assume that, okay? But if you don't, then, well, you save that money, right? It's just good to have that in mind as you're going about to purchase this car. All right, let's just add this all up together. Okay, 2,000 plus 500 plus 2,600 plus 380 plus 2,000. So you have to fork up a whopping 53,980 cash. Now, for some of you, you'll be like, wow, that's a lot of cash up front. Well, yes, that's the downside of owning a two-door sports car. But here's the good news. The GT86 is a well-loved car. So typically, you'll find a lot of people wanting to buy the car later on, and I think the value retention should be not bad. So a lot of the cash you put in here, you may be able to extract or keep most of them when you sell your car later on. Okay, so let's go into the monthly installment part. For that, I'll switch on to the rate to have some contrast, okay? So let's do some calculation. So for that, I usually go to calculator.com.my and under the hire purchase or car loan calculator. So it's quite simple to use. You key in the car price, you put in the down payment, which is 46500, right? And then I'm going to assume a 7 years loan at 3.5% because you might be buying used instead of recon or new, right? So that means your monthly repayment should work out to be roughly around 1608, but I'm going to round it up to 1610 per month, right? That's how much you pay on a monthly basis. Now, we're going to have to take that a little bit further because that's not your only commitment you pay per month. Forget the petrol usage, forget all those other things. Let's talk about some other things that you need to consider, right? But for now, let's just convert it into a yearly basis. So per year, 1610 times 12, that works up to be, oh wait, I promised to use the red one, okay? It's 19,320 per year. I'm going to draw a little dot here because everything below this dotted line is the yearly basis, okay? Now, maintenance. I've spoken to a lot of GT86 owners. They told me it's not a difficult car to maintain as long as you do your typical maintenance. It doesn't give you a big trouble. The engine is pretty okay, right? Transmission as well, whether it's automatic or whether it's the manual. Correct me if I'm wrong, okay, in the comments below if you do have. Now, maintenance. I would say a safe budget to prepare every single year is anywhere between 3,000, I mean the highest would be 10,000 per year, but I would say 3,000 ringgit per year is not a bad budget, okay, on the lower side, okay? Now, road tax insurance, we got this ready, so it's around 2,380 ringgit, okay? So let's add this up into a yearly basis, okay? 19,320 plus 3,000 plus 2,380, that works up to 24,700. 24,700 per year. And let's look at per month then. Let's convert this to a month, which means you would expect to pay, to have an expense of roughly 2,000, let's round it up, 2,100 ringgit per month to own a GT86/BRZ and slash facelift version. Don't get the G-Tech, okay? All right. Now, I hope you're getting value up to this point before I go to the last part. If you do, please help me hit the like button and share this. It will make a difference for me and growing my channel and also supporting more car people to actually, pursue the car of their dreams, okay? So I really appreciate that. Now, let's get back into the calculation for how much money you need to have on a monthly basis, what's your income you should make to afford this car comfortably, right? Now, first and foremost, you gotta have that cash up front, okay? 50,000+ ringgit, which can be a lot of challenge for a lot of people. And typically, if you even have 50,000 ringgit upfront in cash, you might want to look into investing that. But then again, you're a car guy and a car girl, right? You invest in your fund, right? So if you're gonna do that, that's the first thing to take note. The second thing to take note is how much money you need to have per month. So remember, we had a number of 2,100 ringgit per month in terms of the expense. Now, I typically like to recommend people to, go anywhere between 20% of your income or 30% of your income to be spent on your car. Now, I'm not a financial advisor, professional one, but this is just typically what I like to have so that I can afford it comfortably, okay? If you have dependents and stuff, maybe you want to be on the lower side, but if you're single and you're just yourself, I think 30% is not bad. Gives you enough room to have extra cash to invest, to grow your wealth, for a better car, better life, and to spend the rest of it on, just enjoying, okay? So let's just see, 20%, right? 20%, let's do the calculation. So if you're looking at 20% of your income, you probably need to have a clean net income of 10,500 ringgit per month. Or if you go on a 30% basis, 2100, right? And then you can 30%, so divide by 30 and multiply by 100. Means 7,000 ringgit if you are really stretching it. But I reckon most of you will be comfortable doing this because most 86 owners are, don't have dependents, right? Because it's a two-door sports car. It's pretty practical actually. You can put some things in the boot, all right? So anywhere between this and this will be a comfortable range to own it. As like I said again, if you have no dependents here, if you have dependents, maybe you want to consider having this much income, take-home income to be comfortable, right? So what's next for you? Well, two things. If you really want this car, you got to figure out how much is the difference that you have to close in the gap to get here. So let's say if somebody earns a net income of 5,000 ringgit and they're aiming for this, right? Which means they have to add on an additional 2,000 ringgit per month to actually grow it. And in my recommendation, I'm going to say that maybe aim for a little bit more, maybe 3,000 to 5,000 at a minimum. Why? Because you're going to need to save up for the 50,000 ringgit down payment, right? So if you can achieve a 3,000 to 5,000 ringgit, per month additional for the next 12 months, you probably already have the money for the down payment, and you will also have the additional cash flow to afford it every single month. That is my recommendation for those of you who are pursuing that. But for those of you who already have this income, well, I think, just me, if I were earning this income, I'll be typically okay to take it. So that's the end of this video. I hope you enjoy it. I hope you found this entertaining, educational, useful, right? If you did, please help me hit the like button. It will do me a big difference for me. And also please share this to your friends or people who like this. And the like button actually helps push this video to them as well. Let me know in the comments below if I missed out anything. Again, I'm not an 86 owner, I'm not a BRZ owner. I adore this car. One thing I like about this car is that it has the sports car dynamics. It's done properly. Rear double wishbone just really makes the rear playful. Engine up front, you can come off the corner sliding. You can actually drive this car again and again. It's dynamic. It's just something that you can grow with. Sure, the horsepower is not high, but the driving dynamics has everything you need to keep you entertained for a good time, right? And that's why a lot of car enthusiasts end up with 86, all right? So, last thing as well, if you don't need the rear seats, it's actually pretty dailyable and you can actually do road trips, stuff like that in the 86 as well. Right? And of course, one last bonus, it's highly desirable, so second-hand value demand is always there. Alright, so done with this video. Again, thank you so much for watching, and I wish you all the best in the pursuit of your dreams so you can get the cars that you want, and keep dreaming on, keep working hard, take risks, and make this happen, because life is too short to drive boring cars, right? Love you guys, keep it 100%, peace out.